The presenting sponsor of Upmarket is Fatello, the best AI editing platform. Snap, upload, and deliver at fatello.co. Coming to you from the Upmarket studio in beautiful San Buenaventura, California, this is Upmarket, a podcast about the business of real estate photography and media. My name is Reed Fish. I'm the CEO and a co-founder of Upmarket Media. Oh, Mark Corcoran, he's out co-founding in other places right now, so he's not here. Molly Peart is here. She is producing off camera today, off mic. But you know, she's here and she's doing a real bang up, fantastic job. And I know Molly is excited. I'm going to speak for her because this is unbelievable to me, but already we are back on going down the road. We are on the road to PMRE. It is our first episode of the year because PMRE conference is coming once again. What is this, like year 7, I think? It's at the Palms Hotel, Casino and Resort once again in Las Vegas, November 17th through 19th. So look, early bird tickets are going to go on sale on May 19th. So a little less than a month away. So we're trying to, we're the hype team here. We're trying to get everyone excited. There's going to be a lot to be excited about this year. It is always one of my favorite times of the year, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. And you're obviously going to hear a lot about it on this show. And we are even, and we're more excited. We're equally excited that once again, iGuide is a special sponsor for these episodes. So iGuide, we have a crew from iGuide here, and they are doing they call it the tour de PMRE or whatever the heck they call it. But we are going to have a giveaway for that. But let's break in. We have Skylar Lawrence LaBelle and Natasha Robertson here from iGuide. But I want to throw to Natasha first because we have some business to take care of. Because we have been doing this giveaway that the deadline just passed. We've been doing it for the $1,000 Home Depot gift card, and this giveaway was to celebrate the launch of Site Plans, which everyone nationwide, internationally, have been loving Site Plans, right? And so, Natasha, how is Site Plans going? And then also, more importantly, do we have a winner for the $1,000 Home Depot gift card?
We do. Site Plans is going great. We're getting a lot of positive feedback from customers, and excitingly, we chose a winner. So can I get a little drum roll action?
Yeah, we can. That'll be post-production, but yes, post-production, drum roll.
So the winner of our $1,000 Home Depot giveaway is Eric Garcia from Birchmont Media in San Francisco Bay Area. So Eric. Oh, love it. Eric, congrats, man. Hey, that's fantastic. That out your way. Very exciting. Oh, wow. I wish we were eligible to win, but we weren't. Molly is disappointed. She really wanted that. She's got a home improvement bug. Thank you, Natasha. And now you're going to be out at PMRE, I think. I mean, you're already making plans, I assume. Yeah.
All right. Well, we want to take some other people with us, right? So I think we got Skylar Lawrence LaBelle here, of course. Again, Skylar, what are we doing? Because we are going to do another. iGuide is really going to do another giveaway this year. What's in the plans?
So third year, tour to PMRE. Last year we took one person. We're upping the prize. We're actually going to be taking 3 people this year. So 3 winners, which is fantastic.
Wow.
3 draws will be spread out throughout the summer. So we'll have a draw in June, a draw in August, and a draw in October. And again, you're winning your ticket to PMRE. You're winning hotels, you're winning flights, you're winning a car service to the airport. So very exciting.
Wow. And that's from anywhere in North America, correct?
You got it. Yeah, Canada, US.
So yeah, we're looking at, that's a few $1,000 right there for each of these winners. And I know it's laborious, it's hard to enter this, right? Or is it easy? I can't remember. What is it?
No, we make it very easy for you. Essentially, you're going to follow go_iGuide on Instagram. You will follow Upmarket Pod on Instagram, and you will go to goiguide.com/PMRE to fill out a quick form.
Yeah, it's super easy. Basically, you're just submitting your email address. You're consenting to getting marketing from all of us, which we never send any marketing. So it's really only going to be for iGuide. But, we love looking at the list of our listeners, though. That's always fun. And the last 2 years, I think each year we've gotten more entrants than the year before. Yeah. So let's continue that this year. But I do want to point out to people that relatively not that many people enter. You have tremendous odds of winning one of these prizes, right? Now that you're probably not going to win, but it's, 3 of you will. And your odds are like, I don't know what to equate them to, but really they're really stronger to win like thousands of dollars here. So I really, really want people to get in there and enter, and also we want to see you at PMRE. So we got site plans. Anything else going on with iGuide that we want to know about coming up over the next couple months while we have you guys here?
That's our main focus right now. Site plans. If you haven't checked them out, definitely do so. Figure out how that you can incorporate them into your business, and really continuing, take the marketing of properties online beyond the 4 walls of the home and highlight the full plot of land that someone would be potentially buying.
Yeah. No, and what I really love about the site plans is it's also something you can upcharge for. I mean, it's bringing a lot of value, but it's value that you can actually charge for. So I think iGuide, what I love is there's just all these different ways now for us to make money from the services that you all provide us. So
yeah, we're here to help grow your business.
All right. So go to goigguide.com/PMRE and then enter these sweepstakes. I mean, this is a fantastic thing. We want to see you at PMRE. You want to Natasha and Skylar are both super fun. Molly can vouch for that. You want to come hang out with us in Las Vegas. Yeah. And if you win, I'll even buy you a drink as well. We'll throw that in. So it's all that stuff, and you get 1 free drink ticket from Upmarket. So really going to sweeten it. Thank you, Natasha. Thank you, Skylar. We're so excited to be working with you all again.
Can't wait.
All right.
And speaking of PMRE, this would not be a Road to PMRE episode if we didn't have someone who's going to be on the main stage on the show. And well, actually, we don't need this other guy. We have me, because apparently I'm going to be on the main stage again this year. I'm happy to kind of, I guess I'm breaking news here, but and take note. You're not going to have to listen to me talk for an hour, but I will be apparently moderating a panel, and I believe the panel is going to be on like client acquisition or scaling or something along those lines. And I'm happy to say we have one of the panelists from that panel joining us today. It is Dustin McKibben, who's probably the owner, CEO, founder of Art Home Photo in Indiana, somewhere in Indiana. I don't even know where it is.
Dustin, all the things.
Yeah, all the things. Have you ever been a panelist before? Are you nervous?
I have been a panelist at other conferences, talks, etc., but never at PMRE. So excited to join the stage with you.
Yeah, I guess like I don't like to get to, so just as a nutshell with your business, I know you're in Indiana but you're covering quite a lot of territory in the state. So when we're talking client acquisition, you're someone who has actually acquired a lot of clients.
Yeah. We're very much in a regional market, and now we're expanding beyond our little slice, our little region of Indiana, into bigger markets like Indianapolis, South Bend, and beyond.
So you are typically you are not in Indianapolis. So where exactly are you? Where are you headquartered?
We're headquartered in Fort Wayne, Indiana, a city that most people have never heard of. So we are a flyover. There you go.
I've not been there, but I've heard of it. So
hey, that's what matters.
Exactly. Well, it truly is what matters.
There's no notable references. I'm sure there's some historicalness to it, but for those of you in California or the West Coast or New York, East Coast, it's very affordable to live here. My mortgage is like $2,000 a month for a 5,000 square foot home, just to put things in perspective.
Yeah, that's not a lot of money.
Exactly.
But location though, right? So I hopefully we pay the premium here, and there's hopefully some better stuff to do. But I don't know. I'm gonna come visit you. I'm gonna come visit you. So full disclosure, I'm not sure that I know you've been at PMRE. I don't know that we've actually. I don't think we've hung out. We might have shook hands once. It's hard to remember.
You're like the popular girl at PMRE. Everybody wants their read time.
Well, apparently not you though, because you never get it.
I've only been twice.
Okay.
The first year I was shell shocked. I knew no one. I got into real estate media and I didn't know that real estate media was a thing. Sure. I was just kind of silently doing my own thing on my island of figuring out. And then all of a sudden, I saw an ad for PMRE and I was like, I didn't even know that this was a community. I didn't know that this was a whole thing. And then here I am.
Right. Well, and then I do know you now because we both just went to the PMRE retreat, the inaugural retreat in Cancun.
The inaugural.
I know we, Mark and I kind of last week on the show, we kind of went over some of our takeaways. And I did want to touch on that with you as well, because it was kind of not that many people were able to be there. So I think there are a lot of lessons that we can share with our viewers that hopefully they can, get some benefit from that as well. What, other than, it's an all-inclusive, so it was unlimited margaritas all day, every day. Or what? I don't think you were drinking something else besides margaritas. I can't remember, but
I was drinking margaritas during the day, and Eon had me drinking Oaxacan old fashions in the evening.
Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, you had your day drinks and your nighttime drinks, so that's the good way to do it. Is there like one takeaway that you walked away from that retreat with? I mean, I think we all had a million takeaways, but what's the thing that jumps out in your mind?
I think for me, it was just how many of us deal with the same problems, which is what I love about this community is, the things that keep me up at night, the things that frustrate me, the irritations I have with clients or, building the thing. We're dealing with the same stuff in Indiana that you're dealing with in California, that, Jen's dealing with in Arizona, or someone's dealing with in Minnesota. So it's just cool that like no matter where you are geographically, you're still dealing with the same set of problems. What made PMRE Retreat different though than PMRE is the intimate environment in which we can sit and talk and kind of collaborate on ways to solve each other's problems, because not everybody was kind of at the same spot on the road as far as where their business was. And so it was really great to kind of reflect as I talked to someone like, oh yeah, I remember when, or talk to someone who's further down the road than I and be like, oh, how are you doing that? How are you structuring that broker deal? That's really cool. There's several things that I came back from conversations I had that I've already started implementing into our business. So it's been really cool to see, the actionable things we could take away from a 4-day get together.
Yeah, and absolutely. And we did have those moments. And I know Mark and I approached you and Alex Aaron, who is out of Minnesota and has a very large multi-state business, of, the kind of nuts and bolts of how we can approach, adding new territory. Because that's the thing that's just stymied us time and time again is like, hey, we're increasing market share in our territory constantly, but that's not quite enough. We want to grow bigger than that. And so how do we break into a new territory? Can we get into that a little bit of like, if you are, like how do you get to be a regional player rather than just kind of focusing on your one city? Do you hire first, or do you have, what was your strategy and when you started to grow?
I didn't have a choice because I'm not in a major metropolitan area. So regionality was all I had. So
how many people are in Fort Wayne?
I think we have like 2, I'd have to look it up, but not a lot. I mean, it's second biggest city in the state, 78th, I think, in the country.
Okay. But a couple 100,000 maybe?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like 250 somewhere in there.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, it's not tiny. Yeah.
But it's not tiny, but like I can get from one side to the other in 20 minutes.
Right.
So take that for what it is. Can't do that in LA.
No, for sure.
But no, I had no choice. We're a very big lake market. So we have a lot of lakes all around us. That's where the higher profit, higher margin properties are. So immediately off the bat, we're shooting lake properties, and those are, about a 45-minute radius. And once you kind of establish sort of that radius, that just kind of becomes your region. And then that sort of was just stuck. And then we've just slowly, as more lake properties come about, you slowly expand beyond. And then eventually you're like, okay, we're only 45 minutes from Indianapolis at this point. Why not go all in on Indianapolis? Because people were begging us to come service that area, because what separated us from the get-go was our videos. Our videos were just more polished, more creative, more unique than what the more cookie cutter people doing it were. Or if you had a more unique, more creative videographer, it would take them a week to pump out a video, because typically it was like a wedding videographer and he was just kind of doing it on the side.
Yeah, no, the speed of turnaround on the video, I mean, it's very specific to real estate, I will say.
Yes.
So as you're approaching, I guess, Indianapolis, then it sounds like it's too far for your Fort Wayne based people to service Indianapolis, right? So how are you approaching staffing there?
So I made the decision last year that I was going to operate at a loss at the beginning and just have a full-time 40-hour-a-week videographer, photographer in Indianapolis. And if that meant he had one shoot that week or 22 shoots that week, he got paid the same. So, and what that did is lit a fire under my tush to get down to Indianapolis every couple days, walking in brokerages, shaking hands and kissing babies to try and, negotiate deals, work through the pain points the agents were facing with their current photographer, videographer setup, and convert them over to us. And now my guy, fast forward, he has, 4, sometimes 5 shoots on his schedule per day. Not where I want it yet, but we're definitely working on it. And once he has about 6 on his schedule every day consistently, then the plan is to just, rinse and repeat, get another guy down there. It's not a sexy, profitable path by any means, but I'm playing the long game.
Well, and what do you mean by that? It's not sexy and profitable.
Well, because like a lot of us, it's the sort of the beauty of real estate media is the instant gratification, right? Like I go shoot a house, I deliver those photos, I get paid, I'm done. Like end of transaction. And then you kind of rinse and repeat. It's all about numbers and getting more and more houses through the door and out the door. And then just keep on building that little mountain of cash you get every time you do it, minus your margins. So with Indianapolis, it's like, I knew that we weren't going to be profitable at the start. But I knew myself, and I knew I was optimistic that we had something that no one else had. And all it took was me getting that into the hands of every real estate professional I could find.
And now so do you have any salespeople, or are you kind of the salesperson? I mean, is that kind of your role in the company at this point?
We had a sales individual. We let him go in January due to mental health stuff that he had going on. Does it have to
do with your management style?
Could be. Yeah. I'm very intense, as you know. No, he anytime somebody was upset, he took it home with him. Yeah. And it burned him out really quick. But we just hired, thanks to the conversations we had down in Cancun, we just hired a new VA sales team. So they're cold calling. They actually started today or yesterday, cold calling. And then we just hired today a client care coordinator is what I'm calling her. But we found that if we divided the role, it would be easier. Like to find like a blood hungry real estate salesperson we've been looking for the last 2.5 months. But if I could source that blood hungry person that has no fear of picking up the phone in another country for half the price, and then find someone that's just really good at relationships, really good at just giving a shit, then I could have her. So her job is going to be to just go to coffee with people, just go into brokerages and drop off donuts, just do all the things that I don't have the time to do. So she starts Monday. Really excited.
Wow. Well, and then so they're divvying up the sales role. So is that hard though for a salesperson? And I guess you just hired them, so you don't really have the experience to speak to it necessarily. But with someone who is only phone based, right? Because I think you think of the classic thing where you have almost in the client care role where it's like, I'm going to take you out to coffee, or I'm going to go get you a little bit drunk, and then you're going to commit to the thing, and it's just, we're buddies for life, right? When you're just cold calling from a foreign country, I feel like that person to person, like shake hands with that person, that goes away. So how do you, what's the strategy for that?
That's where the twofold approach comes in. So the sales guy, his job is to call houses that are currently on the market that already have photos, hopefully they're bad photos, but it's a high ticket house. And then he's calling in and offering a free video. So he's like, hey, Joey, saw your house at 123 Main Street. Beautiful house, beautiful location. See, it's been on the market a few days. By inquiring about the house, that gets him the phone call. So they're thinking, this might be someone who wants to buy this house or see this house or whatever.
Right.
And then he's like, hey, my photographer is going to be in that area tomorrow or Tuesday or whatever. Can I get him in to shoot a video for you? I just really think, give you a little refresh. I also noticed there's snow on the ground in these photos. While he's there, he can snap a couple pictures for you of the outside, get those refreshed for you. And then if you don't mind, can I set up a Zoom call for the day after to, walk you through the photos, walk you through the videos, and kind of make sure you were able to download them, you were able to see them. So now that cold call turns into a warm call. And then we take down that data. And then we know, okay, which brokerage is he at? Did he take us up on the offer? And now our client care person is reaching out after the appointment like, hey, can I take you out for coffee? Can I learn more about your business? How is that appointment? So it's more of an appointment setter and then an appointment getter.
Right.
And then she's going to all the golf outings. She's going to all the real producer meetings and, all of the freaking Christmas parties. And so so she's getting paid on commission as well. So she's paid based on every person she connects with. So I think a lot of us fear overhead, but if we can structure our overhead where we're winning while we pay our people, like performance-based pay,
sure,
it starts to make more sense for everybody. And then she can make way more money as we're making more money.
Right. Well, okay. With the client care, if you're calling them the client care person, like that, that also says to me that they're going to be taking care of your current clients. And
correct. Client retention is big.
And so how then are you, if it's performance based, how are you rewarding for current clients? Right. Because she's like, well, I don't want to go take this person out. They're already our client. I don't want to take them out for coffee. I want to go try to convert this person because I can make X amount more money.
So the client care does not get paid based on conversion. She gets paid based on one-on-one interactions. She gets paid based on if she does a brokerage meeting. She gets paid based on if she does a team meeting, holiday party, this networking event. So she gets a base pay for just phone calls, checking in, walking through an office and passing out donut holes. But then really where the incentivization comes from is those one-on-ones, is those team meetings, is those brokerage presentations.
Okay. So she makes $20 an hour for everything else, but then she gets a $25 bonus if she goes to coffee with
correct.
Something like that. Okay.
Yep, exactly.
All right. And then what's the pay arrangement for your sales guy, the phone guy?
Sales guy gets very similar base salary. But again, he's a VA, so the base salary is significantly much less than the US. And then on top of that, he gets a percentage of every job he books. So because he's doing a free offer off the first one,
right,
he's actually making nothing. He's banking on the fact that the free offer will lead to the next shoot.
Right.
And then the next shoot he gets, I think we're doing 50% of whatever he gets booked. And then it tier drops down. So it goes 50, 25, 10. So he gets them for 3 shoots. The hope is we get them 3 plus the free video. So they've been with us for 4 shoots of that sequence. That hopefully that would turn them into a client for life at that point.
Right. And then is that the end of what you're paying him for that client? So after 3 shoots. Okay. Right.
And that's where it would kind of get turned over to client care. Now they've been with us for 4 shoots, 3 shoots. She should be nurturing that relationship. She should be taking that person out for coffee.
Sure. What, so your VA, so I think the thing so many of us have, that scares us is the language barrier for most foreign VAs, right? And so how are you having someone with a South Indian accent or a Filipino accent or a Spanish accent calling in and trying to convert clients? It's going to give away immediately that this is a VA calling and not someone local. And what's how are you approaching that?
That was my concern as well. And then I met a gentleman at PMRE that introduced me to a company called somewhere.com. And they source their VAs from South Africa. Okay. So all of the VAs have a South African accent, which if you're
sexy for Americans, yes.
Correct. So if you're an ignorant Indiana person, you think they're from Australia. So you're like,
who doesn't love Australians? Yeah.
Yeah. So when an Aussie sounding person or like a British sounding person calls you on the phone, you're like immediately disarmed.
Right.
And especially, so he's got sort of like a Sean Connery vibe going on with his accent, and people just are, so far I've only checked in on a few of his calls, but gobbling it up.
Wow. So are you check, and what do you mean checking in on the calls? Are the calls being recorded and then you can listen to them?
Yep. So we use I still call it Open Phone, but now it's called Quo.
Yeah.
So he has his own dedicated phone line on there that we can monitor and kind of check. And then we have built an AI automation that's kind of monitoring his transcripts to kind of let me know like how it's going. So I get sort of twice a day, a notification from our AI that we built to kind of say, hey, here's these 3, these ones went really well. And then here's these 3, these people either didn't answer, they didn't convert. These were like a hard no, just so we can kind of perfect the script, perfect the offer in real time on like how people are responding to how he's doing.
Okay. All right. So you're not recording the calls, because I was going to say, don't you have to disclose if you're recording calls,
Well, not in Indiana. It's one person consent here.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know the actual law in California, but I'm assuming it's not that.
I'm assuming it's not that either in California. But I try to record as many of my calls anymore as possible. Like even I had a project, we're working on a long-term like townhouse development project with a real estate team. And I said, right when he called me about it, I said, whoa, before you get into the weeds on this, can I record this call?
Sure.
So that I can then drop that transcript into ChatGPT, because my memory is not what it used to be.
Sure. Well, yeah. And I think that makes sense. On a sales call though, you can't, by the way, I'm recording this.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think that works, but yeah, I think we're at this point, everyone is used to having like an AI note taker on their Zoom calls. And
I know it's like second nature.
Standard. Yeah. Yeah. And then I'm always like, shit, I have to watch what I say, which I'm sort of used to that, having a podcast, although I don't know if you listen, maybe I don't watch what I say enough, but, but you're finding a lot of success with that free video offer.
Yeah, that's what we were doing back in October to convert people. So when we first moved into Indianapolis, we were doing a combination of that offer, because I know like the common thing is like either offering a free or a discounted shoot to get in the door, but you don't know when their next listing is. Sure. You don't know, it could be a month from now, it could be 10 months from now. Whereas if I'm targeting agents who have things on the market right now, I can show them results immediately. And it allows me to fill my guy's schedule in this off season that we're in right now. While we have nothing else going on, might as well have him shooting. I'm paying for him anyways.
Right. No, I mean, that's kind of brilliant. That's kind of brilliant. Okay. I think I need a minute to digest this. So let's take a quick break here, and then we're going to do our social media sidebar. And we're going to come back. We'll talk maybe a little bit. I think we're still so many months away. We don't exactly know what we're going to say, talk about at PMRE, but we'll touch on that a little bit. And then, I think we have a lot more with you. And then of course, you already told me you got like Indiana's finest action item for the end of the show. So I'm really looking forward to that. We'll be right back. There's nothing I want more in the world than to have an easy life. And one of the things that has made my life easier is us using Fotello. It's true, our workflows have been simplified, our post processes have been simplified because of the quality and speed of the AI-based photo editing from Fotello. Our business has been transformed. I am not kidding around about this. And look, we were so stoked with their Photon 6.0 service. I don't even know what you call it, but the version of Fotello, Photon 6.0. Well, guess what? It's now 6.1. And it's even better. Look, we are loving all the quality that we are getting, including twilights, including staging. I mean, there is some really exciting, really wonderful stuff coming out of Fotello. And also, it can really even further simplify your workflows because you can deliver photos through there. You can place orders. I mean, there's so many different things you can do with Fotello in addition to the wonderful editing that you are going to get back. And, again, we are offering same day service on photos now because it is so quick, it is so easy, and it is so good. So check it out. It is fotello.co. And look, if you use the code 50UP, you're going to get 50% off for your first month of service. You can plow through so many shoots with Fotello. It is so cost effective. It will transform your business. Fotello.co. Oh man, always talking about iGuide. Well, for good reason, because not only are they doing this amazing giveaway again for the Road to PMRE episodes, but of course we can talk about how great their product is, iGuide. And look, there's even more I think disarray in the ranks of other 3D tour providers on where they can be shown, who can shoot them, all these kind of things. It is a nightmare out there, but iGuide is so wonderful because they are platform agnostic. You can show these tours on Zillow, on homes.com, on the MLS, everywhere can take an iGuide tour, and it is not going to change because iGuide is putting no restrictions on where their tours can be shown. We love that. And not only are those tours can be shown anywhere, but for us as the service providers, it's quick, it's easy, it's reliable, and it is accurate when we are on site. It is such a fantastic product. And of course, we keep talking about it, but you can do site plans. Our clients are loving site plans. This is an easy add-on, an easy upsell that you can do with your existing iGuide equipment. It is fantastic. So go to goiguide.com to check them out and make sure that you go and enter the drawings as well for all the prizes at goiguide.com/PMRE. Social media sidebar time. We are Upmarket Pod across all social media. Molly is killing it on TikTok. Thank you, Molly. I don't know, we're even posting on Facebook sometimes. And then if you want to check out our regular stuff, it's upmarket.media. Dustin, where are we finding you?
So if you want to see, more real estate, which I doubt many of you want to see, but if you did, you just go to Art Home Photo on all of the things, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. But then me, myself, and I'm on just me, Dustin McKibben on Instagram is the best place to find stuff about me. We've been just finally starting to do a little bit more personal branding this year. So that's been a lot of fun.
So personal branding. So Art Home has been doing personal branding. So you're putting that. So you're putting that on the social media. I mean, what's do you have a general strategy, or how much you're trying to post? I mean, what's your thought process on how you're approaching social media?
Yeah, so we're posting, I think it's like a video every other day. It really comes down to bandwidth on how many videos we film. We batch content and do like 2 hours a month where my videographer will film me doing podcast content, doing like a Q&A. We did some fun stuff where we, jot down the craziest phone calls we receive and then reenact them, where I'm answering the phone and trying to deal with some crazy situation, which that's had the best sort of response rate, if you will, where people are like, I hope you don't record my calls, or I hope you don't answer the phone when I call. And I'm like, guys, these are all staged. These are all, we're not doing these live. But in some ways it's helped because clients are calling me less and they're actually calling the office. So that, that's kind of a blessing.
Your clients still have your phone number? Oh, dude, you got to change your number, man. I know.
Trust me. Well, I get told that every day.
So when you say you're doing podcast content, you mean when you're guesting another podcast, or are you doing a podcast as well?
No, we literally just set up at a table with a podcast mic, and I look off camera.
So you're doing fake podcasts.
Fake podcasts. And then somebody just asks me questions, and then we just clip that shit.
Oh, and then how do you frame it though? On the things like, here's Dustin, talking out his ass on this subject, or what?
It's just clips. It's just they're reels. They're just quick little me answering the question that I ask myself, kind of thing.
Right. What am I doing here?
Yes.
What decision did I make in my life that led me to this?
The problem is I started using like the same preamble to like put the question in the answer. And I was like, well, people always ask me. And it was like the fourth one, and my social media director was like, you got to stop saying people always ask me.
Right.
Because it's going to seem like people are just always coming up to you and asking you questions.
Well, they probably are. Well, I can't wait to see clips of this podcast on there. That's going to be
you
great.
Save me some filming time.
Yeah. Good. Thank God. And then what's your approach on your, kind of realtor facing? Well, I guess, and that's the thing is, so your personal account is really still an extension of your business account, I guess, is kind of what you're saying.
Sort of. We've taken a diversion on the personal account, and I've tried to make it a little bit more geared towards you, like real estate media people. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I was looking at it. I didn't enjoy it. So keep trying.
I'm reflecting on that. But we're trying to keep it geared towards real estate media, real estate marketing, as more of these speaking opportunities have arisen. I'm speaking at a thing next week here locally, and then I'm speaking at a social media event in May. And so it seems like more speaking engagements are coming up. And so I want to make sure that I'm staying in my lane of what I can speak to. And that's, for me, social media within the real estate space. But then I do sprinkle in, for example, today we went out and filmed a video. We have our big parade of homes coming up in 2 weeks, where all the builders showcase their newest, latest, greatest. So we've been bopping around to houses, and I'll do a quick oh my gosh, check out this house, this such and such just built, stuff like that.
Well, yeah, and I kind of keep, and we've been trying to straddling that line for a while now, having the podcast, right? And so we kind of basically try to keep the podcast secret from our clients. I mean, we'll talk about it, but it's and we kind of, part of it is because we're a little more flip, and we, talk shit about realtors, and, so it's I don't necessarily need them hearing that. And so I never talk about this on our other feed, and I rarely have real estate content on my personal feed, or even on the Upmarket pod feed. I've really tried to kind of keep those worlds separate, and it's a little hard. I mean, as we're doing more clips, as we've been more active on social media, I am finding more realtors are finding the Upmarket pod, and more of our clients are finding it and following it. Which but the saving grace is they're never gonna tune into a full episode. I mean, my God, there's no way a realtor is gonna listen to an hour of Upmarket pod.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, on the flip side though, what I've seen with me promoting me as a real estate media owner is we've done a lot more attraction with new hires. People see the content. There's a professionalism. There's an establishment that feels this is not just a one-man band with a gimbal. This is a real company. This is a real owner. I would like to go shoot videos for this company. So we've had, a waiting list of people who want to work here, which we've never had in the past. Had an opportunity. Somebody's heard me share a crazy story about flying a drone and called me up and asked us to fly a drone in Vegas for 1 day. So it was there opportunities that come out of the personal branding stuff have been really unique.
All right. Or maybe I'll take a lesson from that. I don't know. All right, let's take another break, and then we're going to come back. We'll talk about what we're going to do at PMRE, and then I think we have some more interesting. I think Dustin's got a few more interesting things to share with us. When you think of the word strong and powerful, I know you often think of me, but I want you right now to think of HD Photo Hub, because actually, if you want strength, if you want power, you can go there. I'm, not as strong and powerful as you might think I am. But anyway, let's talk about HD Photo Hub, because they are strong. Their infrastructure is strong, and the power of what you can do with their service is also is very powerful. And basically everything you need to do to run the back end of your business, you can do. It's scheduling, it's ordering, it's pricing, it's delivery, it's marketing kits. Oh God, we love the marketing kits. Payroll. It's all basically whatever you can think of, you can do it with HD Photo Hub. We are loving our experience with HD Photo Hub. We're just rolling it out. It's really going well so far. And people are eating up these marketing kits. So check it out. It's hdphotohub.com. You can use the code Upmarket and you're going to get 15 free full deliveries. And that's another thing I love about it. It is pay per delivery rather than a set monthly fee that you have to pay no matter how many shoots you do in a month. We love that because we can easily work it into what we are charging our clients. So check it out, hdphotohub.com if you haven't already. And why haven't you if you haven't? Come on, get in there. I'd love to make a floor plan of a grocery store. Because they got the aisles, there's so many things to like work around. That's a daunting task to me, but I bet it would be easy using the Second Floor app. And it would be great because I combine my love of groceries with my love of floor plans. And I know it would take a little longer than it would a house because there's all those pathways in the grocery store. But you could just get out there with your little iPhone and you just scan that thing and you're going to get a floor plan back in minutes. It's like instant, basically. So we love it. It's secondfloorapp.com. Please check it out. It's all spelled out, secondfloorapp.com. If you use the code Upmarket, you're going to get a free month of service. We love Second Floor. Shout out Second Floor. And once again, it is our first Road to PMRE episode for 2026. Exciting times here. We're still a few months out, but look, early bird tickets are going to go on sale May 19th, and the conference itself is November 17th through 19th. And you can find out more information at pmreconference.com. I am going to be moderating a panel on client acquisitions. Dustin McKibben here. I guess we already kind of talked about client acquisition a little bit. I did, right before we started recording, we were chatting for a second, and you were talking about something that I do find interesting, which I have not heard many people talk about, or if they're doing. You were like, "Oh yeah, I've been busy." You were trying to flex basically before we started because you wanted to make.
I don't want to be busy.
Cool. Yeah, no, but you're just like, "Oh, I hired all these new people. I bought 2 new company cars," and I was, "Oh, you have company cars?" Because I actually think a lot of people, a lot of business owners, probably if you're a solo shooter or whatever, we're trying to work in how do we pay for our cars and, how can we fold that into the business? But I think most of us who, they'll either have contractors or those of us who have employees, we're not supplying vehicles. I mean, we got to pay mileage, we got to do this. And then all of a sudden I heard you bought 2 new cars and I'm like, well, what is that like? How does that work? And are you finding it beneficial?
Yes, and yes. So so I was telling Reed before the show started, we had our very first photographer. I didn't get into this strategy because I was like, I want a fleet of my logo driving around the city, driving around the state, flexing our company branding. It wasn't some massive marketing play by any means. but our very first photographer drove a Chevy Areo. It was a little
it's not the Zillow. It's not a Zillow car. That's what you're thinking.
He drove for Zillow. But he had this little,
with an Areo. Yeah.
He had this little robin egg 2-door car.
Sure.
And no air conditioning. And he would show up to appointments, and I had real estate agents calling me. I think your photographer is going to pass out. He's just dying. And he refused to get it fixed, refused to do anything about it.
Well, you weren't paying him enough.
Exactly. You know, we're in Indiana. Minimum wage is like $7.
Right.
So I decided I would go on the hunt for just like a really inexpensive Prius. And so we got that. And then I went ahead and struck a deal with a local company that wraps cars. We wrapped it. And, and then
why did you wrap? Like, okay, you had the idea to wrap it. I mean, that's a little crazy.
So because it was an inexpensive Prius, it had scratches all over it. It had like, where they had Bondo on the bumper. And so I still wanted some level of professionalism. And I was like, okay, I can either spend more on the car and then, and we're going to drive this sucker into the ground regardless. Or I can spend $1,800, have it wrapped with our logo, make it a cool color. And then I can, flex it as a marketing write-off on top of it being a write-off for the car. And so I don't know, we just did it. I had this, crazy idea to wrap it like a race car and make it really flashy. And then we've done.
You got to send us photos. We'll add those to our socials, and we'll add that to the show.
And what's funny is this is how dumb realtors are. You can clip this. So realtors are so dumb that because I drove a Tesla, and when people started seeing these Priuses on the road, they thought they were all Teslas. So they thought this was like a flex. They're like, wow, art home. And because they would tell their clients like, hey, you'll know the photographer's here when you see the Tesla pull up. It's wrapped like a race car. And I'm like, man, if it ever comes out that these are all actually like 2014 Toyota Priuses.
Wow. That's amazing. Okay. So the Prius, you get a reliable car, the gas costs are less, but it's not EV. Yeah. It's the whole thing. And so you're buying used. Yeah. So you're not, because we've looked into cars and you're like, well, we're going to lease a car. And as real estate photography, you can't lease a car. It's way too many miles you drive. So, the used Prius is a really interesting thing. So, but is it like, that must be weird though to have a fleet of Priuses driving around with your damn logo on it. I mean, that's like
no. It's been great because I get what flipped the script for us was how many realtors see them in their neighborhood or see them out and about, and they're texting our office saying, "Hey, I saw your Prius in such and such a neighborhood. What's hitting the market? Or who do I need to call?" So it kind of turned into this like black market alert system for them to be like keeping their eye out for one of our cars, because that was their insider information into what was coming to market sooner rather than later.
Oh yeah, we've had that, but just from they see Nikki or they see me or they see Mark, they drive by. Oh yeah, we know what's happening there. Yeah. Well, now that must also create a few problems. It's easier to fix all this stuff now, but your logo's showing up in drone shots, your logo's showing up out the window of the living room because the car is parked out front. I mean, you gotta do you have to do a little extra Photoshop? So
we just have our guys park a little bit further away. Or they typically, how they operate is they do the drone at the end where they'll actually drive down a couple houses, throw the drone up, do the drone.
Got it.
Plus, you got to remember we're in Indiana. The lots are a little bigger, so they're
right. Because often we found a spot to park, and but you can kind of still see it through the window, and okay, we didn't park in front.
Yeah, finding parking is never an issue. This is like suburbia.
Right. Okay, yeah.
We get in trouble if we park in front of a mailbox.
Yeah. Okay, well that's ingenious. So, how many cars do you have actually?
Let's see. I think we have like 6, and then I bought 2 today. So, because we have a new photographer starting on Monday, and then we have, like I said, that client care person starting on Monday as well. So I wanted to have 2 for them before they start.
So what are the other costs involved, right? So you have like insurance, and obviously then does each photographer have like a company credit card that then they can use for gas and?
Yep. So we're partnered with Ramp. So each guy has what you call a Ramp card, which is like a company credit card where we can set limits, we can set categories. So like for the photographers, like their card only works at a gas station. And so like if they go off and do something crazy with it, it's just going to decline. And then, they pay to put gas in it. They still have to submit the receipt in the app that you just take a picture and then it gets tagged with the purchase. They can use their cards to go get oil changes. So they're responsible for getting the oil changes and all of that and the maintenance of the car. And then we do monthly check-ins on the car to make sure the cars are being kept cleanly. And someone doesn't look like they're eating, McDonald's burger wrappers all over the freaking floor.
Right. And then you have limits, like they're not allowed to use it for personal use.
Well, so that's where we're a little different than most companies because we have an office. And so everybody each morning comes here.
Got it.
Except for our Indianapolis person.
Right.
Our Indianapolis person, they have their car at their house. But everybody else within like an hour radius, they come here, pick up their photography equipment, pick up their gear, the drone, whatever. And then their cars are all parked here. And then they go out into the world, do their shoots, and then come back here, drop their car off, drop their gear off, download their, footage.
So they download/upload from the office, not from home.
For video, they do photo in the field to do the whole like auto HDR quick turn stuff. But everything else is, here. Because that's the whole reason we got this space is because we have like, I think 4 gig internet up and down. So we can send stuff crazy quick.
Nice. Well, in that though, I mean, that's got to be a pain sometimes because you're actually asking, your people to probably spend more time because they might live right next door to like their last shoot, but then they got to come back to the office and, so
they can make that option. So when they see their schedule, if like the house is near where they live, many of them will choose to just not get the mileage reimbursement, to not, get that sort of bonus of taking the company car, so that they can sleep in an extra 30 minutes and go shoot that house. And then they'll see their schedule before they leave the office the previous day. So they'll just take their gear home with them. We don't tell them they can't use their gear. There's got to be some perks to this job.
It's not a hard and fast rule. It's just like this is the way we generally do it. But obviously if it's more efficient to do it a different way, sometimes it's fine.
Correct.
And so and then are you buying these cars outright? Or are you doing payment? I guess I'm just wondering because I just ran payroll yesterday and we had a lot of mileage charges, which is not our shooter's fault, and that's like, I just dropped $1,000 on mileage.
Well, and that's how we knew when to buy a car, honestly, so we bought the first car and then my bookkeeper was telling me like, Dustin, like you're really doing a lot of mileage reimbursement. You might want to think about getting a second car. And then it was like a third car. And it was like, so he was the one kind of keeping me gauged on where that mileage reimbursement tipped over into hey, you're in car payment territory for like a nice used vehicle. And so we buy, so like the Priuses I just picked up were like $6,000 each out the door. We have a deal worked out with this company that's going to wrap them. We're going to shoot a couple of social media videos. In return, they wrap the cars for us for free. And so for $12,000, I've got 2 cars that are road ready by Monday.
Oh, they'll be wrapped by Monday?
No, they won't be wrapped by Monday, but they can drive them by Monday. Right.
But are you paying cash for those or are you financing?
So a little bit of both. So we have like an equity line of credit on the business. I'll pay quote unquote cash with that, but then the interest rate on it's like 2%. So the car person I use like what I call him a car concierge. He owns a little car lot in a nearby city. And then I tell him, hey, I need a Prius. He goes and sources, and then I pay him like a $500 finder's fee.
Right.
So I'm not wasting all of my time looking for Priuses.
Right. Or isn't is the plural Prii? Or is it Prius? I don't know. In California, we say Prii. I don't know. Yeah.
It's a French Japanese car.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. You're inspiring me, Molly. We should get the Upmarket logo rolling through town. I don't know.
I think it would be sexy.
Yeah. I would. Yeah, I'm sure, and not at all embarrassing for our shooters.
Our shooters love it, and so we took the embarrassment up a level. So we were doing the first 3 we wrapped all the same color. It was like kind of like a blue color. And I did neon blue because I was like, I want these suckers to stand out.
Right.
And then, for whatever reason, I pivoted on the 4th car and I did neon green. I don't know what hit me. I was just like, let's try a different color. Cause in my mind, we were going to give that car to our manager. So it was like, and it was the nicest of the Priuses. It was the newest one. It had nice rims and stuff. Oh, yeah. So I was like, oh, he gets the green one. The green one is his. And then we wrapped another one and did orange. And then we did one that's like a mint green tealish color. And then I was like, so then people have been saying Art Home is like the Skittles company. We got this, they got the rainbow of cars.
Oh, geez, man. Oh, God.
But on the flip side, you were asking what the pain points were. It's like, we've also crashed like 3 of them. So there is that. Because you think about the odds, our guys are on the road all day, every day. Because we pivoted from Prius for a second. I was like, you know what? Let's go nicer. You know, we're having a good year financially. Let's get a Kia Soul.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Of
you
course.
Got the Soul.
So it's like an SUV car thing. And so we got one of those and we had it for less than 30 days before my guys totaled it.
Wow.
So I was like, back to the $5,000 Priuses.
Yeah. I wonder if they're more careful when they're driving their own car. Probably.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But so what we did after, I think it was the first or second crash, we installed dash cams in all the cars. And we were like, hey, if the accident happens due to your negligence, like you're responsible for paying for this car.
All right. Wow. Hardcore, man. I love it.
Hey, I'm not made of money.
Well, that's not what I've heard.
I feel like we're all one bad decision away from bankruptcy.
Yeah, pretty much. I feel like I might have made a bad decision a few weeks ago, so I don't know. We'll see if we have a show next week.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, but to do that, you know, like us doing these shows means we have to take action each and every week. And so that means it is time for our action items. Our action items today are sponsored by Pixel CRM, the only CRM that is made by a real estate photographer for real estate photographers and media professionals. It's an amazing tool, fully fleshed out. You can do so many things with Pixel CRM. I urge you to check it out. It's Pixel CRM. That's PIXLCRM.com. And if you add right after that.com, if you add a little /Upmarket, you're going to be able to get a free month of service to check it out. So check out pixelcrm.com/upmarket. I'll go first. I want to piggyback on that. I think I want to challenge everyone to think about their transportation that we are using for our shoots and how our employees are doing their transportation. I think I think this is really eye-opening. I don't know if it would work for us, but I that is an interesting thought. And again, I just paid for a biweekly payroll, $1,000 in mileage. And so you're like, oh, well, if it's a busy month, that's $2,000 a month that I'm spending on mileage. So why don't we have it be, an asset? And obviously there's, even if you have the car free and clear, there's still going to be, costs associated with it that you're going to have to cover. You have the gas, but if you get in the Prius, the gas is not going to be as much, it's, I don't know. I think it is definitely worth looking at for you and your business if that is something that you could do. And then, and you could even wrap it. So, that would
you could even wrap.
You could
go in with protection, guys. Protect it.
Yes, you always want to wrap when you're out in the world. You always want to wrap it. All right. So, Dustin, what do you got for an action item?
So just on the topic of sort of client acquisition and getting new business, a strategy that I think a lot of us are fearful of, and this isn't going to work for everybody because not everybody has like Reed and I's personalities where we like to talk to people most days, is the cold walk-in. We talked a little bit earlier about the cold call, but the cold walk-in where you just simply come in with your little pamphlets and your business cards and you walk into the brokerage. And I just wanted to give, I guess, a strategy on that. And that's come in with some coffees or some cold Diet Cokes and, give that to the front desk lady, charm the shit out of her because she will be the gatekeeper for you to all of those high producing agents beyond her. So start with that, ask for nothing. Just say, hey, I was in the neighborhood, wanted to drop something off for you to drink. Next time I'm in the neighborhood, love to get your coffee order. Let me know what you want. That's what we were doing in Indianapolis. And that's how that led us to a full brokerage deal where we just started with a quick little, hey, don't want to go beyond you, want to respect you. Here's a drink, can I get your number? And then slowly, it's Indiana. We're not as creepy here in Indiana. People are more trusting.
Right. Can I get your number? That doesn't work for me usually. So I got to be honest.
That's why we hired a new client care person.
Right. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, that's what we need. Molly, you're a new client care person. Dustin, thank you. Thank you so much for doing this. And it's been really, personally, it's been a pleasure getting to know you a little bit. And I'm looking forward to hanging out with you in Las Vegas. And I do believe
I'll see you in a couple weeks.
We're going to be at the Northern Spruce Summit in Hamilton with Alex Coombs and that whole
That's going to be fun.
It is. Molly will be there too. And we are, so we're moments away from that. And then also, of course, I want to thank our sponsors, absolutely, for making all of this possible. And then, of course, most of all, everyone who's listening, everyone who's watching, we really appreciate you. Give us a follow if you haven't already, or subscribe on your podcast app of choice. But obviously, follow us on YouTube, Upmarket Pod. And thanks, everybody. We really appreciate it. Upmarket is a production of Upmarket Studios and is produced by Molly Peart and edited by Bethany Dietrich. Our wish for you this week is to not have to do any Friday Night Twilight shoots. Thank you for everything.